Bill,
No.
long stories. You.
Well, my current role is working in transition manager and special projects. In the transition, formerly I was the executive vice president of the Pro Turf division, which included the seed research and the DLF PickSeed brand domestically, as well as the seed research of Oregon brand internationally. And so a long history here with seed research, and a long history actually with Botos. My first meeting with Botos, I believe, occurred in 2001 or 2002 here in Oregon, and have enjoyed a special relationship with Botos Sementi ever since.
What can we say about the last year, and then we go to the current year, the current crop?
All right. Well, if you look back at the last year, it actually goes back further than that to the pandemic in the spring of 2020, when the industries were really challenged, and it looked like we were going to be shut down by restrictions tied to the COVID infection. But about late March of that year, a lot of the people had gone home to their home offices, working remotely. And in about April of 2020, we saw this big uptick in consumption by both homeowners and by the professionals, as homeowners were looking to improve they were looking at their lawns a lot more, and they had a lot of time on their hands, and basically the business exploded. And it started in April of 2020. Typically, when we do our planting plan, we want to produce enough to have inventory carryover from one crop year to the next. And the consumption in 2020 and the spring of 2021 basically consumed every pound of our carryover. So this year, we harvest our crops in July and August. And this year, as we approached harvest, we had zero inventory on all the key ingredients: fine fescues, Kentucky bluegrasses, tall fescues, perennial ryegrasses. And it was a worldwide response to the pandemic. So in Europe, tremendous record sales. Here in the US, our sales are up almost 40% year over year. We don't forecast and produce for a 40% increase every year. We usually try to increase our inventory by 5 to 10% as to allow us to grow and grow with customers that like Botos that are growing. So heading into the crop year this year, we had zero inventory in July, and it's quite a dilemma for us to get material in order to ship it out. It's continuing.
Yeah, I just can't imagine, but I don't know how devastating can be the situation in Oregon, also because of the fire and the drought. So crazy times, we can say.
Yeah, I think the consumption created a great hole in our inventory, and then since really all year, we've been monitoring the crops. We have moved some of our a significant portion of perennial ryegrass production is now in the center of the US and the center of Canada. Canada started the drought last September. They went into the winter with very inadequate soil moisture, and we were concerned about their crop really from the start. Throughout the winter, we were concerned. And then in northern Minnesota, just below the production area in Canada, the drought gradually crept lower in the geography and impacted another big perennial ryegrass production area. And our yields in Canada are off by 80% of our forecast, which is just a stunning number. A crop failure is usually figured if it's more than 15% off, it's considered a crop failure. Well, this is 80%. So we got 20% of our forecasted inventory. Minnesota, on perennial ryegrass, not as bad. but it's down about 40% from what the forecast was. So a combination. And then you come to Oregon, and we had a normal rainfall pattern in Oregon in December and January. February was the last normal month we had. And then March, normally a very wet month, only 1/2 inch of rain. April, the same story. May, the same story. So we're and still today, we're in a severe deficit. There's forest fires all over the West. It's in the news internationally. And we still haven't had rain. And it is, like I said, September 2nd, and the planting season is here for next year's crop. Great concerns today about next year, while we're dealing with a crop coming in that is severely, severely short of the forecast, leading to record high prices. Any news we get from the production area is bad news. We don't ever get a pleasant surprise this year. It's usually, well, we thought it was bad, now it's worse. And it's just been that way since we started the harvest in early July.